Yo, what's up guys, my name is Top5 Dude. Today we'll be counting down the top 5 most unbelievable moments caught on video part 2. Before we start, make sure you leave a comment down below including the hashtag unbelievable, and you might win one of the 3 shoutouts at the end of my next video. I would also really appreciate it if you could check out my merch by clicking the first link in the description. And with that said, let's jump right on into the list. Starting today's list off, you have a guy who caught a baseball in the middle of a game. Now, believe it or not, but this guy was actually holding and feeding his baby at the same time. In my opinion, it's kind of sketchy to do, because if the baseball by accident hits the baby, then I don't think he will survive, to be honest. Anyways, luckily that did not happen and no one ended up getting hurt except for his hand, I guess.
A catch! A Chicago dad celebrates a pretty impressive balancing act.
That is a heck of a play.
He caught a foul ball at last night's Cubs game at Wrigley Field while holding and feeding his baby boy. And he didn't spill a drop.
This is the ball right here.
We caught up with Keith Hartley, his wife Carrie, and 7-month-old Isaac at their home today.
It is pretty instinctual, just trying to protect the little guy here, and kind of just floated my way and reached out and found something.
Unfortunately, not everyone is celebrating Keith's amazing catch.
There are bigger things in life than a foul ball. That's unbelievable.
The announcers and the ball player are really upset. That's because Keith reached into the field of play to grab the ball, snatching it before the first baseman could.
Took it out of his glove.
Yes, he did.
They wanted him thrown out of the park for interfering with the game.
Crowd now booing. He's supposed to be kicked out of the game, too.
Moving on, we have a guy who was casually walking down an alley while texting someone when suddenly a huge bear walks up and scares the crap out of him. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he dropped his phone and started running for his life, because that's probably what I would do myself. Let me know down below what you guys would do if you ever came face to face with a huge bear like this one.
Marcono in Sky 5. Well, this is very interesting. Apparently the Bears decided to move around.
Oh, garbage cans are out too.
Yeah, just a couple of minutes ago, the bear left the clearing in the backyard there, and he made his way over to the driveway over on Mayfield. He came down that driveway, down Mayfield, and now he's on Briggs, and now it looks like he's turning into another driveway here. We're going to kind of maneuver around and see if we can get another shot of him. But yeah, he would definitely.
Right there.
Oh, okay, we got someone resident there.
He just saw the bear. Oh.
Next up, we have a fighter plane that fell out of the sky and crashed into the ocean. I guess this guy was giving some sort of show or something, because he was hovering above the sea for a really long time. Now, somehow the engines of this plane stopped working, so the pilot had to launch himself out of the plane in order to save himself. When his parachute opens, it almost looks like a second guy flies into the water, but I'm not entirely sure if it's actually a person. Moving on, we have a guy who jumped into a pool literally filled with poop for only 170 bucks. This guy must have been desperate for money, because I would personally never jump into a shit pool for only 170 bucks. I mean, who would? Also, it must be quite dangerous since there are probably loads of diseases floating around in that pool.
Alright guys, we're standing at a shit pond, and Dustin here is gonna jump into it for 170 bucks. This is the sickest shit I think I've ever seen in my life. Alright, dude, whenever you're ready. This is fucking gross. Don't be a pussy, just fucking jump in, dude. Dive in. Hey, dive in. This shit is sick. You gonna get in or what? Just jump, dude.
Sprint, Sean.
Just jump in, dude. Hurry up, I'm gonna run out of fucking camera space.
Did I just lower myself in?
No, dude, you have to jump in. No lowering shit in. I don't know how deep that pond is either, so hopefully he can swim. If he drowns, I'm not liable. Don't make a splash either, I don't want shit all over me.
Be careful, Paul.
Fucking jump in. This is so gross. For 170 bucks. Get it, Dustin. What a fucking temple do for money. Oh shit, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes.
Oh my god, he's jumping down.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh no. Hey, oh, what the fuck? Sick. Oh shit. Alright, let's go watch this guy off.
On the number 1 spot today we have a guy who got bit by his pet cobra snake. Now the venom that a cobra injects when he bites you could be deadly unless you have a anti-venom that saves you. The dumb thing is that this guy actually drove himself to the hospital after he got bit, and while he was driving he started feeling really bad and had to pull over. Now because there was no anti-venom in his country, he had to wait for over 3 weeks and it almost became his death.
His Facebook page shows Ali Ayoub handling the snake, considered to be one of the most dangerous in the world. After being bitten at home, Ayoub tried to drive himself to the hospital, but he didn't make it very far. Here's part of the 911 call.
Hey, I just got bit by King Cobra, and I'm on my way to the hospital. My vision's kind of blurry. I'm sweating like crazy. I'm like panicking. I feel nauseous.
Wow. He pulled over and waited for an ambulance. At the hospital, he waited hours for an anti-venom to be delivered from another state. He's now in critical condition. Animal services officials say that he had about 20 snakes at his home, all secured in containers. They're working to determine if he violated any laws.
Away, 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 that away.
These are all the videos for today, guys. Let me know down below which video out of this list you thought was the most unbelievable one. As always, I'll be giving 3 shoutouts. The first shoutout goes to Matthew Plays YT, the second shoutout goes to VesXXT, and the last shoutout goes to Gaming with Wiz. Go check out their channels if you have some free time. If you do, then don't forget to comment something on one of their videos saying something like top 5 dudes send you. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If so, then you know what to do. Smash that like button like always. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.